This documentary is on the Jonestown Suicide, the mass tragedy led by Jim Jones. If you have a suggestion on a documentary you would like me to write, please let me know in the comments section. I'll do my best to get the documentary to you on my channel. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Jim Jones was an American religious cult leader who founded the People's Temple in Indianapolis, Indiana, in the early 1950s. He later moved the cult to California, where it gained popularity and political influence. However, the People's Temple came to a tragic end in November 1978, when more than 900 people died in a mass suicide murder in the remote jungle of Guyana. This tragic event has become known as the Jonestown Massacre, and it remains one of the most shocking and tragic episodes in American history. This video will examine the life and legacy of Jim Jones, with a focus on the events leading up to the Jonestown Massacre and the factors that contributed to its horrific outcome. Jim Jones was born in Randolph County, Indiana, in 1931, the son of a World War I veteran and a devoutly religious mother. Jones was a gifted child who demonstrated an early interest in religion and politics. He was also deeply affected by the social and political issues of the day, including poverty, racism, and inequality. As a teenager, Jones became involved in local politics and joined the Communist Party, which he saw as a way to fight for social justice and equality. In the early 1950s, Jones began his ministry as a Christian evangelist in Indianapolis. He founded the People's Temple in 1955, with the goal of creating a religious community that would be open to people of all races, nationalities, and social backgrounds. Jones was known for his charismatic preaching style, which combined elements of Christianity, socialism, and humanism. He attracted a diverse group of followers, including African Americans, Latinos, and whites, and his church quickly grew in size and influence. In the mid-1960s, Jones moved the People's Temple to California, where it became even more popular and politically influential. The church was active in local politics, and Jones became known for his support of progressive causes such as racial equality, desegregation, and anti-poverty programs. He also established a community service organization called the People's Temple Agricultural Project, which was designed to help poor families in the San Francisco Bay Area. However, as the People's Temple grew in size and power, Jones became increasingly authoritarian and paranoid. He began to demand absolute loyalty from his followers, and he became obsessed with the idea of a looming apocalypse. He also began to develop a cult of personality around himself, claiming that he was a divine leader who could heal the sick, raise the dead, and predict the future. In the late 1970s, Jones began to face increasing scrutiny and criticism from the media and the government. He responded by moving the People's Temple to Guyana, a small country in South America, where he established a commune called Jonestown. Jones claimed that Jonestown was a utopian community where his followers could live free from the oppression and corruption of the outside world. However, life in Jonestown was far from idyllic. The community was isolated, impoverished, and subject to Jones's increasingly erratic and abusive behavior. Jones began to impose strict rules and regulations on the residents of Jonestown, including a ban on contact with the outside world and a requirement that everyone work long hours in the fields. He also began to stage fake healings and miracles, which were designed to reinforce his status as a divine leader. On November 18, 1978, the Jonestown Massacre occurred. Jones ordered his followers to drink cyanide-laced Kool-Aid, and more than 900 people died, including 300 children. The exact reasons for the mass suicide murder are still debated by scholars and experts. Some argue that Jones was suffering from mental illness and had become increasingly delusional and paranoid. Others suggest that the mass suicide murder was a result of Jones's desire to maintain control over his followers and his fear of punishment for his various crimes. The Jonestown Massacre was a shock to the world and had profound effects on American society. The event led to increased scrutiny of religious cults and their leaders, as well as calls for greater regulation of such groups. It also sparked debates about the role of religion in society and the need for greater accountability and transparency in religious organizations. In addition to the human tragedy, the Jonestown Massacre also had legal and political implications. Jones was accused of various crimes, including fraud, embezzlement, and child abuse. In the wake of the massacre, a legal battle ensued over the assets of the People's Temple, which were worth millions of dollars. The legacy of Jim Jones and the People's Temple is complex and controversial. On the one hand, Jones was a charismatic leader who inspired his followers and worked tirelessly for social justice and equality. He was also a victim of racism and discrimination, and his message of inclusivity and tolerance resonated with many people. On the other hand, Jones was a megalomaniac who abused his power and caused untold suffering for his followers. He was responsible for the deaths of more than 900 people, including innocent children, and his legacy is one of tragedy and horror. Jim Jones was a complex and enigmatic figure who remains a subject of fascination and horror to this day. His life and legacy offer important lessons about the dangers of unchecked power and the need for greater accountability in religious organizations. The Jonestown Massacre was a tragedy of unimaginable proportions, and it serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of fanaticism, extremism, and authoritarianism. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest videos. Thank you.